Hi, everyone. Welcome to Conversations with. I'm Laura Ratliff, Mrs. Australia International 2020. And as you know me, I get really excited when I have special guests on the show. And today we have such a shining light. Her name is Nicole Butler. She not only is a mother, she is an entrepreneur and now stepping into the pageant world because she has a mission. She's just dying to share the whole world. So thank you so much, Nicole, for coming on the show today.
Thank you. Hi, everyone. Thanks for having me.
So, just walk us through a little bit about Nicole Butler and your early days.
I suppose it's a bit like when I was younger. I was just out of high school and I went to do a course. And so that was with childcare. I did a childcare course. And then that was 1998, right? And I've been doing that ever since, helping people, with their children and learning more about children. Yeah.
Oh, that's amazing. And so, you obviously have a really great connection with children. So, when did you kind of find out about this connection, that this magical connection you have?
Yeah. I'm the oldest sister, and I have an older brother, and I have three younger sisters. And so, I loved looking after them and really nurturing them. I suppose that's where it came from. And then children just I walk through the street and they might say hi. And I'm like, oh, hi. Or they might come up to me and talk to me. And I just love talking to children and just interacting with them. When I was working as a childcare worker, then I'd interact with them and play with them. And then when I was a manager, I loved just going back in the room and really playing with them and just teaching them things, but also educating educators as well on how to look after children, especially nurturing their self-esteem, because I found that you can have an approach to children when you're guiding their behavior, and some can impede on them developmentally, socially. So just kind of nurturing them and encouraging them, letting them have choices, then that kind of helped them. So then, I'd educate my staff how to do that, as opposed to another way, which can be more negative and, mind games or guilt techniques and stuff to get children to listen. My approach wasn't really like that. It's more about nurturing them and encouraging them.
I love that, Nicole. That really resonates with me because for the listeners or the watchers who are in on this episode, if you don't know my background, I actually had a moment in kindergarten where the teacher was really quite bullying me, if you will, through words. Stand up in front of the whole class and answer this question now, and really was quite harsh. And because I was so shy, I didn't really mold or connect well with that technique. And so my mother took me out of class and then put me into another school, and better, more caring kind of approach to teaching. And that really worked well with me. But I do know the ages between 0 to 7 is a very crucial time to help build the foundation. So is that kind of something that you're really passionate about, in educating the proper ways to really teach age?
Yeah, it's actually true. So Eric Erikson here has a theory, and it's between 3 and 5. So the younger is about mistrust and trust. And then normally between 3 and 5-year-olds, they're dealing with their own self-esteem and their own guilt and that, and shame. And so what happens, right, is people think that they should make a child feel shame and make a child feel bad, so then they'll do the right thing. But the thing is children are learning that at such a young age, and developmentally that's what they learn. So the only way to explain it is, and it sounds a bit full on, but when a person's dealing with, say, a death, that's really intense feelings. And so that's actually what a child's feeling like when you put guilt and shame, because they've never experienced that. Just developmentally it opens up to them. And then they just feel this overburden, and they don't even know why they feel so yucky inside. So when they're just trying to deal with how to understand that, because children are all people pleasers, they kind of can't help that. They just do what we tell them to do. So when you make them feel yucky inside, then they don't know what to do. They think it's about them. They think you don't love them. And it's just because that's their developmental levels, so, and it's a little bit so developmentally a child can learn how to share, right? At 6, that's when they can actually understand, I've got to share. Otherwise before that, they just go, I've got to share because that'll make mum happy, she's looking at me weirdly. So they don't really understand that. And so we try and get them to learn to share their toys, which I tell my students that I got a new iPhone, and I'd never, ever had an iPhone. And I was like really wanting to play with it and really understand this whole thing. And my students were like, get an iPhone, miss, get an iPhone. And I'm like, oh, okay, cool. That's a good idea. I don't know what's so good about it. And now I'm like, it's so cool. Back in the day when the Apple shop was new. And I was like, yeah, okay, I'll find out. Anyway, I got it, and I was taking hours to understand it. And if someone told me, hey, share that, I'd be like, no way, I need to learn this first before I give it to you. So it's a bit like that with children. So just if you educate people to know kind of developmentally where a child's at, then they kind of have more forgiveness and understanding why the child's not getting what you're telling them. And when you work with them and nurture them, to really feel really great, because, at the age of 12, that's when children really understand kind of who they are. They're working out developmentally, they're working out who they are. So when you're just nurturing it and saying amazing things, like I hear my daughter like always tell me, Mum, I'm so amazing. And I'm like, I know you are. And it's just so cool that she has her self-talk to talk like that, because she's very shy, a bit like you, Laura, and wants to do the right thing all the time. She's a perfectionist. So like, all children are different. So that's what we need to kind of help people understand,
I love that. So there is no one way to teach children, especially at a young age. And then
Yeah, true.
language to talk to multiple children in the different ways that they all learn, then I think that we can create a stronger community going forward of people who have
Yeah.
strong trust and belief in themselves and can really go on and make a difference in the world. So that's wonderful. So Nicole, tell us how you came involved with the pageantry world.
Okay. Well, I just kind of heard about it. It just seemed like a distant thing. You see all these beautiful women and they've got a sash and you're like, oh, they're so beautiful. And so I, followed your journey, Laura, and you're pretty much what inspired me to do it, because I thought, we're really good friends, and if you can do it, I can do it, and I can help people more. And yeah, I just really loved what you did. And really, that's why I did it, because you're doing it.
Love that. You're so beautiful. And you saw the mission work that I was doing to help children with poverty, and stop poverty in the future. So walk us through a little bit, if you will, of your mission and what you want to achieve.
So what I want to do with my mission, it is about helping children, just like what you were saying, with helping them with poverty. I love that you're doing that, and that you continue to do that. And so I'm helping people, like, educate them more to kind of understand more about domestic violence, because a lot of the time, it might just be different cultures, different self-belief, different other things that are involved. And sometimes they don't realize that what they're doing is actually domestic violence. And then it has a ripple effect. So it does affect children, it does affect the wider community, the families and everything. So I personally experienced domestic violence, and I know that, if you just help people understand it and help them know where to go to if they get help, if they need help, then they can actually really become amazing things. Like, I went through it, but now I can shine and help other people to know more about it, and then to help them realize that they can get out of that situation, and they can stay safe, and they can look after their children, and everything that they thought they were, that then all those negative things, they're really not that. They're actually amazing people. So it's just really wanting to help people be the best person that they can be, and really just drive that to remind them who they are.
I love that. So imagine a world eliminating domestic violence. Wouldn't that be amazing, Nicole?
Oh, wow.
Oh my goodness.
I'm definitely on that mission.
Yes.
It would just be amazing.
You are just by simply
Yeah.
stepping forward and saying, yes, I'm
Mm.
here and I'm bringing a light, a positive light to this deep, dark things that happen.
Yeah.
And if no one brings a light to it, we have a world with this
Mhm.
continuing to happen. So thank you so much for all the work that you're doing. Did you want to share a little
That's
bit more
okay.
information about your mission?
Yeah. I'm helping helping the cause of No Limits Perth. So that's my charity. I really love what they do, and so I encourage people to donate there to help them. They actually help replace families into homes that are safer. Over the COVID, personally, there was 8 deaths because of domestic violence, and it really is like a sad thing. But the thing is that they're actually helping with 75 other organizations, helping to actually you know, be a light when there isn't a light. In the darkness of when you're going through it alone and when you're at night time or whatever time it's happening, you kind of feel alone. But then to know that there's other people out there that are there to help you, that to listen, just to help guide you to know what to do and say, because it's really full on. Yeah, so that's what they're doing. And so I'm encouraging people to do that. We've got some hampers as well for Christmas that, you know, because Christmas can be a whole lot of emotions. So we're actually putting together hampers. And so I'm getting some donations in to do that, to be able to, we're doing 150 hampers out. So I'm super excited about that. I've actually got a Facebook page that you can go and follow. So it's Miss Australia International finalist. I'm for the WA one, and then there's an Instagram one as well. Personally, you can do hashtag Nicole Butler 123 on Instagram, and it will kind of get you to know where I am. And No Limits Perth is amazing, so I also do work with them. And what else? Well, I just actually was speaking at an event to do with domestic violence and mental health, because sometimes it's also linked together. So that was awesome. And in the future, I've got a few other events as well that I'm going to be doing in regards to that.
That's awesome. So what will Nicole Butler be doing in the next couple of years? Let's say we get to the pageant and we get through that in November 2021. What will Nicole be doing after that?
I will still be helping people with like learning about more about domestic violence. I'll be linking up people and connecting with people, and I'm hoping to have a louder voice, a larger voice with the pageant, to be able to reach more people, to be able to help them and inspire them as well. I really love motivational speaking, and I love just putting in good things into people. So I know there's just that ripple effect that I'll be able to link arms, you know, with other people and be able to reach their audience and be able to help people more, so that we have an Australia that's loving and caring and sharing and thoughtful and everything amazing.
I love it, and I love you, and thank you for being of service to the world, because the world needs more shining lights like you. What do you have any final words from Nicole Butler today?
You always just have to remember that you are amazing, and just to remind people that, you know, you really can do anything you put your mind to. So if you just step little by little, you can really achieve humongous, amazing things. And you really just need to bring the best of who you are to the whole world, because everybody needs you. That's what I would like to say to everyone.
I love it. Thank you so much, Nicole, for coming on and sharing the story today. Thank you, listeners, watchers who joined the episode.
Yeah.
Story. Nicole is such a shining light. So please do go over to her Instagram and her Facebook and follow her journey to the pageant and then beyond. And if you would like to come join us at the pageant November 2021, please do go to the website. You'll see the link below. And that's it from me today, guys. Remember to keep on shining your light, because together we can make a difference.